Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai Bahashem Rakah Quadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird among the heathen that look like the heathen. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with a quick lesson. I want to get real quick, Salakia. I'm a number Satan. Got a message right as I was trying to open up my phone. Although I do know it by heart, I want to read the scripture just in case. This is Baruch 2:30. Because the Israelites are scattered among all people, and though through the Spirit of the Lord, through Elder Ariah, who just went to the spirit world, blessed be his soul, resting is his soul. He wakes up in the kingdom in a perfect world. All right, or the Lord, more than likely, he's gonna get raised up. Among the first to get raised up. All right, but this is Baruch 2:30, and it reads, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." All right. And of course, we would think about his name and remember the ways of old, to search out our fathers. Let me grab that real quick. Job 8:8. And it reads, "For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers." So we're supposed to search out our fathers. And once we remembered ourselves, the celebration, the acknowledgement of the Lord's Passover, of Yahweh's Passover, is beyond important. Okay? And there's been some controversy around who can and who can't go to the Passover in the past. And one thing for sure is that no stranger, meaning an heathen, all right, can go to the Passover, because they'll use the part when you read in Exodus the 12th chapter where it says the mixed multitude. I think that was I just read it. But there's a part that said that when they left, there was a mixed multitude. All right, but that mixed multitude had nothing to do with the blood covenant that was made with Israel. All right, because when you read right at the, let me see, let's go to the first chapter. This is Exodus 12:1, and it reads, "And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak unto all the congregation of Israel," and this ain't nobody else, "saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take of every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers." A lamb for an house. All right, so for each tribe, to the house of their fathers. And this was an Israelite thing, point blank, period. It had nothing to do with the other nations. So when you get over to verse 43, and it reads, well, I started 42. It says, "And in that night to be much observed unto Yahweh for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. This is the night that Yahweh to be observed of all the children of the Israelites in their generations. And Yahweh said unto Moses and Aaron, This is the ordinance of the Passover." So the ordinance, the order, You know, and Great Millstone is big about order, okay, and teaching of order. The Israelites was big about order. St. Benji just did a beautiful lesson. Well, I was cut, all right, you know, about order and the way that King David treated Saul, even when Saul became his enemy and was being wicked. He still was orderly about it because he still respected Saul as an older man, as a father figure, and as of the Lord's anointed. All right. I mean, he even felt bad just about cutting his garment when he could have slit his throat. He could have cut him for trying to kill him. It really was self-defense. He would have been righteous in it, but he still felt some kind of way because he felt like I came up under this man. All right. He was brotherly with his son. And he waited on the Lord to take care of Saul. He didn't have to lift a finger. Okay? But that was keeping a certain order. And the reason I brought that up is because this is my apology to the elder Nathaniel Allah, or whatever he calls himself now, because he's now using the Yiddish of the IUIC, because in anger and upset of him perverting the gospel, I've said things about him that I really have no business saying. All right, because the truth of the matter is, I used to watch him before I came into the Great Millstone. In the beginning, when he was teaching the name of Yahweh Wah Yahweh Shai, I saw that video in 2006, the winter of 2006. I started watching the Hebrew Israelites videos, and I was watching Priest Ahawam, all right, who I always acknowledged as an elder brother, and one of the elders at first, because I actually was speaking with him directly, all right. I used to have conversations with him on the phone, all right, and then I was watching the IUIC, and so I've been watching, the Hebrew Israelites, from that winter of 2006 all the way up until the elders came online, until they came on the YouTube. All right. And you know how the spirit moves, because it was when I saw the elders that I went to the next level, because I really started trying to get involved. Not to say that I wasn't before, but I really heavily wanted to get involved. So there was, the spirit does what the spirit does. But the point being is that I was out of order for saying, some of the things about some of the elders in the other camps who've gone off. Is really not my place, because they're still elder brothers to me. All right. And who and the Lord may, bring them back or turn them around. I don't know. So, but back to the lesson at hand. All right. About who can and can't address the Passover, but that talking about that David thing and order and the ordinance. All right. So it says, and Yahweh said unto Moses and Aaron, back in verse 43, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof, but every man a servant that is bought for money, when he has circumcised him, then he shall eat. And see, here's the clue. The heathens weren't being circumcised. It wasn't their custom. They weren't under the covenant. They didn't make that covenant with the Lord. All right. Okay, so it wasn't talking about them. And it says, and so it's talking about a foreigner. It said, a foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. All right. And that's talking about someone who is not of thy brothers. Okay, because they'll read 48, and then when it says, when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover of the Lord. And it's like, well, but hold on. The Lord just said a foreigner and a hired servant. Israelites can also be referred to as strangers. We've proven that over and over again. Whenever Israelite is not born in the land of Israel, the Israelites that are born in the land of Israel will refer to them as strangers, or not born in the land where the body is. When you're born outside of that where the body was, you were referred to as a stranger, even though you were of the blood, of the tribes. Okay? One of the brothers from the islands explained that, because they do that even in the islands to people. Like, you got people who got family in Montserrat, people who have family in the Virgin Islands, people have family in Trinidad or in Jamaica. And when they, and you know, and that extended family, when their family leaves and come to the States or go to the UK and then have children, and when those children's journey back to spend time with their parents' families, they're called strangers, even though they're not. All right. So back in Exodus 12 and 45, it says, a foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. And in the house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not tarry forth out of the flesh abroad out of the house. Neither shall ye break a bone thereof. Now, and all that's really talking about Yahushua in 46, where you can kind of connect that to Yahushua, because he became the perfect sacrifice with no bones broken. But it says, all the congregation of Israel shall keep it. See, once again. Okay. Matter of fact, let's go to in the same chapter. Let's go back to 12 and 6, and it reads, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same. Let's start at 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. All right. So just like when the scripture says, one from among you, okay, referring to Yahushua. And it says, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day, the same month. The whole assembly and the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. All right. So going back to 43 through 48, it's clearly letting, I don't understand the confusion. It's clearly letting you know that there's a difference between the stranger and the foreigner. Okay. The stranger is the Israelites, because it says, and when the stranger shall sojourn with thee and will keep the Passover of Yahweh, let all the males be circumcised, and let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. All right, but it clearly makes a difference in verse 45. For a foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. But down here in 48, this person is being circumcised, and then he's eating thereof. Why? Because he's of the blood lineage. All right. So yeah, this wasn't meant to be a long lesson, just to make that clarity on that for anyone who might have been, confused with that. And that subject, that topic has arisen a couple of times. Just wanted to put a little clarity on it. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Wa Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.